A decade ago, the idea of riding the rails to Cape Cod sounded, well, unlikely, a stab of nostalgia at best. But more than 125,000 passengers later, the Cape Cod Regional Transit Authority's train service just concluded its first 10 years in operation on Labor Day weekend.
11 years ago, we sat in this office and, I said, I want to revive some sort of rail service on the weekends to Cape Cod. And at the time, the state was not really receptive to that idea.
Tom Kier, CCRTA Administrator, and Kathy Jensen, CCRTA Deputy Administrator, formed the team that returned rail to the region.
In those days, traffic was backing up past Plymouth every Friday night on Route 3, and it was really it was affecting tourism, it was affecting the economy, it was affecting everything. So there wasn't any realistic rail service from Boston to Cape Cod in 50 years. So fortunately, I had just come from the state, so I knew all the decision makers, and I was the Deputy Secretary of Rail, and I knew the Secretary quite well. And we convinced him that we should try something on the weekends in the summer to get a few cars off the road. And it's been 10 years now, and ridership ticked up every year, approximately 13 to 15,000 people in 15 weekends. And this year, it's almost back to pre-COVID levels. It's right about 13,000 or so this year. We have an agreement with the MBTA. We pay the operating costs for the Cape Flyer, but they provide the fleet and the trains. And so they kept watching, and our ridership was going up and up and up, and people were excited about it and talking about it. We were getting awards from FRA in Washington. We were getting awards in Boston. And so pretty soon, this is the MBTA service we were hearing, but not really. I mean, the MBTA has been a good partner.
Kier and Jensen say that during its first decade, the Cape Flyer's success came down to three key areas: a focused, market-driven approach to the service itself, along with old-fashioned logistics and strong partnerships.
Starts with your Friday night. It's always like a party. They've got the music playing. People are in the bar car and just kind of they're starting their vacation at South Station, basically.
We have a concession car, which serves beer and wine, which doesn't happen on any of the other MBTA commuter lines. It's got a bike car exclusively for bicycles. Kathy markets it so effectively, making bike groups all over New England know about it.
We do have a lot of groups of bikers that will come down, and they'll get off, either in Bourne or in Hyannis, and then bike up to Provincetown, and then take the Boston Harbor cruises back to Boston. The other unique feature about that is when you get here, you have a way to get anywhere else you want to go. Are there in Bourne to take you anywhere you want to go, and then Steamship, we have a partnership with them. They have a shuttle that'll take people down to the Woods Hole dock. Once you get into Hyannis, we have the same kind of partnership with Highline. We also have our new Smart Dart system.
It is key that people want to get to where they need to go in an efficient manner. Well, we developed a multimodal committee, 10 years ago also, which gives us a regular opportunity to communicate and interact with our multimodal transportation partners. The Highline, Steamship, Cape Air, Peter Pan, P&B. We have regular conversations with those leaders, and we try to make plans so we can coordinate services so that when a steamship vessel is pulling in, it doesn't pull in 5 minutes after an RTA bus pulled out.
Over the last 10 years, we've carried over 125,000 people, if not more. So, those are people that have come down here without their cars. Those are people that maybe came to Cape without, or who normally wouldn't have, and spent money down here and enjoyed, all of the shops and the restaurants and things like that.
We've developed relationships with the Pan Mass Challenge, the Falmouth Road Race, veterans groups, and so we let those various constituencies know that they can get here on those weekends. And we have challenges too. The Army Corps of Engineers manages the bridge and their first priority is marine traffic through the canal. So you can't just raise and lower that bridge every 15 minutes or whenever you want to do it. So we have to have a very set schedule. We even tried, because of our success, to send trains back on a midday on Saturday, but it turned out we couldn't do that because the Army Corps said that was problematic.
A decade ago, common wisdom said that cars would remain king. But as the Cape Flyer rounds the tracks at its 10th birthday, it shows an alternative version to visiting the Cape and delivering economic impact to the seasonal economy.
It's been an exciting year, and I do want to say that after every season, we have a wrap-up meeting with the MBTA, with Keolis, with the concessionaire, and try to find out, what worked, what didn't work, what can work better. Do you have any ideas? And then we try to figure out how we can make the service always better.
I met the train every Friday night for 10 years. I've met it in Bourne. There's been maybe 3 or 4 trains in 10 years that I haven't met. And I count the numbers of people that get off at that particular stop. And it's amazingly consistent after all these years that they still say the same thing. They all thank me. Thank you so much. What a unique trip. What a wonderful trip. The scenic vistas were really good. I said, well, wait till you go the rest of the way through Sandwich Bogs and the like. So it's a very unique situation. And now with the pending bridge construction, vehicular bridges over the canal, any kind of opportunity to get people here without their cars is something everyone should be pursuing.